Hello.
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 Welcome
back.
back.
Now you have to do a me accent.
No, we're not doing this. Alright. I come back and these guys are just doing each other's voices. It's weird.
We're really into each other.
It's good and bad. It's good and bad. So, Vale, you vault in to the forge through one of the chimneys. This chimney, weirdly enough, you already cleared most of the soot out of it. You do get a little bit sooty, but you also know that there are rafters under it. Some of them are broken, but you managed to grab and hang and sort of Spider-Man yourself, like, between some of them, and hold yourself up above the forge, just in case. Might have been a smart-ish idea, because there is someone prowling around the forge, which is why the light is on. There's some candles lit.
Does it smell like Dragonborn?
It smells like burning metal and all of that.
It's
the Dragonborn, though. It is the Dragonborn. He's prowling around, tail swishing. His greatsword is actually not on him. It is sitting on a sort of table nearish by. But he is prowling around the forge. And the forge's interior isn't actually the biggest place. It is a little squat. I mean, it's a dwarven thing, right? They don't need the biggest amounts of room all the time. So, yeah, he is there. He can you can see him. He can't see you right now. Your acrobatics roll was so good, you essentially end up doing a correct stealth roll. And you can also see the hatch that Gilwyn mentioned. Now that you look around, it is in basically the corner, so the opposite corner to the loading bay doors, roughly.
Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is swing out when I can, when he's not there, when I think I have the best chance of stealthing, and stealth my way up to the office that they were in, that overlooks the entire place.
Sure. Give me a stealth roll real quick.
This is where
I am stealthy.
This is where entire plan fails. It's not too bad.
That's okay.
That's pretty good. But let's see if he's equipped. If he's
passive,
better.
No, it's his passive perception, Ollie.
That's true. How do you work out passive perception again? Okay, that actually is past his passive perception. Sweet.
Actually, he's prowling, isn't he? So he's actively looking for things.
Oh, well,
No, don't shut up!
For whatever reason, he doesn't notice you now. Okay.
if this was Skyrim, he's prowling, but his eye is closed.
Sorry.
Yes. So I imagine you actually kind of slowly make your way over the rafters into the to the staircase where you can go into the manager's office. When you go up there, that door is locked. So you quickly kind of duck yourself back in shadows, but that door is locked.
Thieves' tools the door then.
Sure.
So much,
Do
so much
some
further.
thievery.
Man. It's a basic lock. It's a forge. It'll be fine. I'm not even looking till Ollie tells me it's fine.
It's not fine.
It's not fine. It's one of those ones where you could break this lock. This is easy enough to do. In the time frame when there's someone walking around this room looking for someone, you cannot break this lock. You start it, and then you very quickly realize it's going to make either too much noise or take too long. It's not viable.
Well, that's fine. I am going to take a candle out of my backpack.
Sure.
I am going to light it on the step and then bolt down into the shadows. When he comes to investigate, I'm going for the fire powder.
Okay.
For the fire powder locked door. So I'm just leaving it on the step in front of the door.
Yeah. Give me a stealth roll with advantage real quick. So you light this candle. When he sort of prowls and turns around, he's like, and walks a boot. Sees it, you just dash basically across the entire forge to the area where the fire powder is, and easily manage to hide yourself behind the sack. And there's other stuff here, maybe to make it so not important that the fire powder's there. You know, if they just had this bag here, it'd be a bit suspicious. But you can easily hide yourself over there, and this is the opposite wall to the loading door, but you are right beside that hatch. It's slightly covered, mostly to hide it. And again, you can open it. It might be loud, it might take you a while because you're not very strong. But you are beside that hatch. And the Dragonborn goes up to it and it's like... and like snuffs it out. And kind of like actually crushes the candle and the wax like bloops around his claws. And he like kind of prowling around, even more annoyed now.
Do I try and get in there, or do I try and get Caitlin in?
It's one of those things that getting them into the building will require going past him. He is pacing back and forth, basically in the middle of the building, but he's way more alert right now. Maybe he's starting to pick up your scent.
Yeah, what I need to do is I need to place another candle, very useful candles, on the edge of the forge.
I've never seen anyone do this.
Once I've done that, I'm swinging up into the rafters. Basically, when he comes to crush candle again, I'm kicking him into the forge.
Okay. The forge isn't on.
It's not on at all.
No. But it's one of those things where the sort of the goop in it is still warm. But I will say, Vale, this is a red Dragonborn.
Yeah. I already got that from when he...
Yeah, just saying, like, red Dragonborns are resistant to fire. It would do some damage. It would do some damage because, again, like this forge, this kind of thing, if they completely cooled it all the time by like throwing water into it, that would waste so much energy, so much coal, stuff like that. Cool they leave it to cool down and then just kind of warm back up and is kind of like a mid-warm slurry. So it would definitely hurt, but mixed between the red Dragonborn, it wouldn't really do much. So you can do that. Kick him into it would at least slow him and all that sort of stuff. Do you still want to do that?
I'm just worried that it'll make a noise when I open the door. Or just end up getting into combat with him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, how can he not notice the loading bay door opening? Basically.
True.
Yeah, I guess I'll still do that. But once I kick him into the forge, I'm not going to try anything. I am just going straight for that loading bay door and opening it.
Okay. Real quick, give me a... again, stealth with advantage. I'm not going to make you do an acrobatics roll for swinging into the into the rafters. You are acrobatic. That's reasonable enough. Oh, fuck me. Okay, great. Hope you have your backup character ready. I mean... So, let me just roll something real quick. Don't mind me, don't mind me. Oh my god. He doesn't notice you. You dash across the room, and it's one of those ones where he snuffs it, and it actually goes where you were, because he's picked up on your scent, and you were there for a bit of time. Your scent sort of built up in the easiest way to describe it, and then sort of. Again, he's just getting angrier and angrier. It's quite hard to read the expression on a Dragonborn's face for someone who isn't well versed in them because they don't really have lips and they're dragon people. But he's pissed. His tail's flicking. He's like growling more and more. He actually actively now picks up his greatsword and sort of drags it across the ground, making a horrible scraping noise, which anyone would know is just horrible for the sword, for everything, but he's kind of doing an intimidation tactic with it. And you two can hear that outside, this just scraping of metal against metal, the metal sword against the metal floor. It's not pleasant. But he doesn't see you, and he made it towards the loading bay doors.
I'm going to have my warhammer and shield up ready, hearing Matt.
I guess, yeah, that's hearing it is like battle-ready positions,
Something,
right?
some shit's gone down here.
I guess I'll open the loading bay doors then.
Okay.
I'm not throwing them all the way open like, "Wah!" I'm just opening the bottom enough for Caitlin to roll through.
Okay. Vale, Caitlin, and Gilwyn all give me stealth rolls.
Stealth, oh god. I have disadvantage because I'm in chainmail.
You do.
Shit.
But this guy's also pretty rattled right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh well, I failed that.
I rolled a good 15 with disadvantage. I will take that.
I mean, that's really good. Somehow,
fail.
you
Fucked
guys enter the room without him noticing. And Vale, you managed to actually close the loading bay door quickly enough. The loading bay door was locked. You managed to very quickly jimmy the lock. That's not actually a problem. You managed to get them to enter the room and they can all see him prowling around with the sword, scraping it. He is between you and the hatch, which leads to it's where they're getting the fire powder from.
When
bag.
he's turned away, I'm just going to take the initiative here. I'm going to basically run up behind him, use my Warhammer's handle, put it across his neck and try and choke him out.
Sure. Give me an athletics roll real quick.
My decent stats. Go! I'm going to roll crap now.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's okay.
That's good. He's
But it
better.
is a dragonborn. Yeah.
You
he's a
do
dragonborn.
this. Oh. Okay. You do this. Just, give me a little bit of time.
Oh god.
Give me a quick little moment. For no reason at all.
Could I inspire that?
It's already happened.
Okay.
You have to kind of do it right before, like when they're declaring.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I can't remember which. There's another bard thing that you do afterwards. Do.
You don't have that yet. So inspiration, you just have to give, and they have to use it in the next 10 minutes. Cutting words, which you might get later on, is you could use it in a reaction. Like say the guy swings for cat, you're like, I'm gonna cutting words that, and you call him a big scaly motherfucker, and he goes, "Oi, that's harsh."
Oi!
And it gives him a minus your bardic inspiration roll.
So, you're in this place. It's a little brighter than I intended, but it doesn't really matter. Don't worry, there actually will be light here. I just need to get it real quick. I've been trying to make this place real quick. I don't have a forge on hand, unfortunately.
Ollie?
You know what? If you remind me sometime, I'm not DMing.
Right, chat. Remember to roll to remind him remorse
every day.
Be like, where's our forge, Ollie? Where's our forge, dude? Refer to it as the love forge. I think that's the way to go.
The love forge?
Yeah.
A man died in that forge quite recently.
Yeah, but this is the forge of chat's love.
Okay, so everyone roll me initiative. Caitlin, you run up to this guy, you do loop around his neck. Thing is, Dragonborn necks are really thick. They are muscular. You absolutely can do that, and it doesn't really trouble him. In fact, he actually overpowers you, not grappling you back, but definitely, shoving you out of the way.
Guess what? I forgot to select my token.
Yeah, me too.
I'll add turns.
I did select mine, but it didn't create it.
That's weird. It did on my end.
Oh yeah, it did. The initiative.
Right, you guys can. What was your initiative rolls? Oh, here they are. They're on my other screen. Gilwyn Gallagher.
Hey, that's me.
Is it? Gilwyn Gallagher.
Yeah, boy.
Bane of the scaly bastard.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. You consider the career in comedy. Okay, so he's a little slow. He's a little. Actually, Caitlin, you did wind him with that attack. You get the turn right after this. You get to fight him. Fight him good.
Guess what? Smack with Warhammer.
Great.
Do it.
Miss with Warhammer.
Yeah, that absolutely is a miss. You actually you hit him because he's kind of like back turned to you. You hit him right in the back, but your warhammer just hits him in the breastplate, which of course protects his back as well because that's how it works. And it just kind of like bounces off.
That's not a breastplate. That's a backplate.
Backplate. Ooh. And then he quickly turns around and growls in Draconic. None of you understand. It's not the most pleasant noise.
Damn.
So after that is... Sorry, I'm juggling. It is Gilwyn Gallagher. Beat of the Scaly Bastards.
I'll come a little bit closer, I think. To about there. I can't. It's diagonal attacks and.
Diagonal attacks don't exist, no. Unless you have a reach weapon.
My Pete, no, I don't.
10 feet, baby. There we go. There's your forge, the main one. There'd actually be little ones along here, but they would be much smaller and a little more burnt out right now.
I will cast Vicious Mockery on this Dragonborn.
Hey, great. I'm down for that.
You are viciously mockery.
And I will simply go, and point at him.
Wait a minute,
That's
what?
such a half-ass.
Point at his fuck ugly snout.
Okay, let me do a wisdom save. He's not wise though, so.
It did 4 damage as well. I've only ever done 1 damage with Vicious Mockery.
He does pass your save. He's like, "That's the best you've got."
Damn it.
Giving you a
yes,
little
actually,
bit of
it is the best I've got.
Vale, your turn.
I am going to draw my longbow. I am going to aim for the Dragonborn's throat. Because he's not wearing a gorget, because he's a plunk who don't understand heavy armor. What's the point in wearing a breastplate if you won't wear a gorget?
I wonder.
And then I wonder. Then I'm gonna have a shot, and I am gonna
ting. Hit and a miss, but more accurately, a miss and a miss.
But that's okay because I have multi-attack.
No, you don't. Calm your
Ollie
tits.
believed it. Ollie believed it.
I didn't even a
Hear
little
that
bit.
What?
The Dragonborn whips around, almost hitting old Caitlin with a tail, and then just swings with the greatsword.
How much health do you have, Caitlin?
15.
Did you know a greatsword is capable of dealing 12 damage at base, at maximum base?
Oh, don't worry, I nearly got knocked
The
out in one
attack
hit by someone the other day.
barely hits. It's one of the ones where Caitlin, after hitting him and missing, you kind of instinctively do a little hop backwards. His swing just scrapes the front of your chainmail. You come off absolutely clean and easy.
Good.
Caitlin, your turn.
Warhammer of Doom! Warhammer of Not Doom!
Oh my god.
This fight is a lot of dodging and a lot of... They're both wearing heavy armor and kind of glancing their hits, unfortunately. Then, the 2 thugs walk in. I mean, one of them is apparently below the door, which is a whole unfortunate thing.
Crushed by door, dead.
Crashed by door, dead. And they immediately, like... They like, kind of point and they talk in Dwarven a little bit like, oh, it's the people, woo, kill them. More or less. One's over, goes for a little mace on old Gilwyn Gallagher. Bane of the bearded bastards. But these are Dwarven women. They have no beard.
Oh no.
I found his weakness!
Gilwyn Gallagher, Bane of the bearded bastards. Gilwyn
And just
Gallagher.
manages to scrape a hit on you with the mace. It's one of those ones where the mace has some sharp parts on it that are meant to sort of really do brutal wounds because it just kind of scrapes you. One of the hooks on it like tags into your stomach as they pull and does yank like a mostly skin and a little bit of flesh off, dealing 6 damage.
My crab's
It's
ladder.
definitely one of the things where like just a splurt of blood and it probably looks worse than it is.
6 damage.
Oh yeah.
Gil, win, Gallo, gear, bitch of the non-beardy bastards.
This one attacks Caitlyn, getting advantage because they're flanking you.
Oh, they want to play
Go
checkers,
18
do they?
AC. I'm relying
They want to
on
play
you.
checkers. Yeah, but luckily Caitlyn's AC is amazing. She does manage to hit, but it's more like while grappling, like trying to grab at you. Like they end up sort of bashing you with the mace, not really entirely deliberately. They were kind of going for another swing, and they kind of knock you in the head, dealing 3 damage. Gilwyn.
3 damage.
I will run up to here,
Sure.
and I will bring out my loot,
Ooh.
and I will cough slightly to get the attention of the room, and I will strum a powerful chord and cast Thunderwave.
Hey, go ahead and click on Thunderwave so I can just, read all the stuff.
Bang bang.
Bang, bang.
Strength save against DC
I'm
13.
fairly sure it's a strength save against DC 13, but I don't remember.
I clicked on it.
Can't save
Do it.
Yeah. It's been a
It's
long
also
time
like,
since I've seen Thunderwave. Ah, beautiful.
Oh, you're going to need to change it from spell attack to spell card. You can use that damage roll. That's absolutely fine. It's mostly I need to check the range. I want to say it's 15 feet around you or something.
Yeah, 15-foot cube.
So it would hit both the little dwarven poachers women. Great. Okay, let me do some saves. They probably won't save. They do have a +1.
Constitution saving throw.
Yes. But they don't save. They take the full damage, and that launches them both backwards.
It's a pretty spicy man.
I don't remember, does Thunderwave push people back? Or knock them down?
It pushes unsecured objects back.
I'm going to say it's 10 feet. Whatever.
It
10
pushes
feet,
them
yeah.
back. It doesn't knock them prone.
Yes. That pushes both of them back. The magic, the force of it, it's literally a wave, and part of the problem is it kicks up all the dust and the metal filings on the ground and everything here. Maybe even drops of molten metal from the ambient forges that haven't entirely cooled down. They are just launched backwards. They barely get their footing again. They are both looking horribly worse for wear. Vale.
And I push them both towards Caitlyn. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm going to shoot this one in the face.
Woo!
Woo!
I'm so happy I got to cast Thunderwave finally.
Oh, yeah. Don't roll damage, describe it.
No, I'm rolling damage.
I mean, roll the damage for big dick
if I
syndrome.
click on it,
but
does it automatically
if
roll
you click
it
on the
up?
longbow, yes, it does.
Oh, yeah.
So 11 damage, horrendous overkill. Describe it. This is at the woman beside Caitlyn, right?
Yeah.
So she's just recovering. She's like,
Yeah.
and she's like this. She's wiping her eyes, and then the arrow just goes straight in her mouth, and she's got.
Like just like that hot fuzz, like in the mouth and like.
Yeah.
That
It's
that
really
scene that
hard.
is painful to watch every time. See that movie like 5 times. That scene hurts so bad.
I'm going to need some ice cream.
It is a painful scene to watch. Then I'm gonna take my bonus action I'm gonna take my bow, I'm gonna point it at this one, and I'm just gonna go. Next up, you.
Ooh, badass. Okay, the Dragonborn.
That's an intimidation, by the way.
Oh, you roll intimidation then. Sweet. I'm allowing it.
19.
Yeah. She actually like had the mace in her hand and like just drops it and opens her hands and just actively I'm gonna say just uses her reaction to back away as much as she can.
That's right. You run. But you can't hide from Gilwyn, Gallagher, bitch of the beardless bastards.
Alright, the Dragonborn swings at Caitlyn. Again, just barely missing. Kind of was hoping it's like a thrusting attack that kind of actually catches between like the layers of fabric and the layers of chainmail. And all of these attacks could have been so brutal if they hit, because this person has so much strength behind all their attacks. Doesn't hit. Caitlin, your turn.
Let's try and change my tactics. Can I try and sweep his legs out under him with a warhammer hit?
Yes.
God, I can't roll.
Well, it's actually one of the ones he has to make a save against. Ooh. And he doesn't have a bonus to Dex.
What you should have done was stabbed him in
You
the tail.
absolutely swing under the legs, and you do catch him. You like bash into one leg with so much force that leg kind of like stumbles into the other one. It's use his weight against him, and he falls. That's not what I wanted to put. He's not dead. He's just fallen onto the ground. And immediately you're starting to get back up, but you have that moment of him down to take advantage from.
Not that I can do much because I only
Nope.
have a bonus action left. But
The last poacher just holding her arms back like, I don't want any trouble. It's just a job. That kind of thing. Gilwyn, go.
So the Dragonborn is prone.
The Dragonborn is like on his back, yeah. Attacks against him have advantage, including spell attacks.
That's what I want.
Alrighty.
I am going to plunge my rapier straight into him.
Into his butt.
Yeah, again, you got advantage.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
oh.
Roll back, press that for the double doomage.
Gilwyn, Gallowgear,
So absolutely what happens, he's on the floor and you see he's starting to charge the fire, and you see it like go between the scales up well, and just a rapier stab into the opening mouth, and it's just like and it all fizzles away.
I just go, boop.
Amazing. Vale.
I'm gonna kill this one.
Sure.
Oh,
She's
that's
horribly
what happens.
bloodied. She's
But she gets
surrendering.
the door. She's like, "Ooh!"
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I'm gonna assume it's the same sort of thing, just sort of like headshot down. No real fight left in her.
Bloody hell.
It's not as bloody and brutal as the last attack. Okay, he slowly gets up, sees he's outnumbered, is kind of like coughing and spluttering, and like blood and ash is coming back up, and just sorts of swings. And I'm actually going to roll to see who he ends up attacking here. It's kind of like a wild roll.
Let's hope it's not you, Gil.
It is Caitlin.
Good. Well, I could technically be knocked out from this position, so maybe not good, but...
It's sort of definitely like a wild swing, wild stallions. And misses. It's like he's swinging while trying to get back up. He's not got the strength in the moment. He's not got the momentum in the fight. He's still very tough, not bloodied. Even being stabbed in the mouth isn't troubling him as much as it should, but he's still going. Caitlin.
Right, so you two have now rolled nat 20s on your attack rounds. Now I need a nat 20. Go Warhammer of Doom. That's
Rolled
not
off a
20.
good roll. Okay, sorry, that's a miss.
Well, on the plus side, at least he hasn't hit me either.
Yeah.
Yet.
The poachers are dead. Gilwyn. I will say, remember, we have flanking rules. If you actually move around him, you will flank, and both of you will have advantage on attacks on him. So if you move here,
to here.
yeah, you have to be able to draw a line through him.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's the reason why we have no diagonal movement, because with this and flanking rules together, it makes a tactical gameplay.
I will once again use my rapier.
Sure. Just remember to toggle advantage this time.
Nope, I didn't do that.
I'll let you
Shall I
do
roll
it
it?
again. Yeah. Brilliant hit. Roll damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
Max damage.
Max damage. Where do you stab him, Gilwyn?
The back of the neck.
Oh, it goes through.
Ah.
It's not central. It doesn't hit like the main artery thing. I don't remember the name of, but it definitely goes through. Caitlin would see it like a horror movie. Vale, you have a shot on him while he is basically speared in place by Gilwin.
That gives me a disadvantage though while he's down, right? If I'm attacking with a ranged attack.
No.
Is he technically downed?
He's not down.
He's not prone. No. Okay, cool. Sweet. Yeah, of course you've got advantage because.
Yeah.
Gonna, like, there we go. Let's shoot him in the back of the head. I mean, we could interrogate him, I suppose.
Or you could kill him. Would Vale think to stop and interrogate?
I mean, yeah.
Actually, he would.
But I'm gonna kill him anyway.
Yeah, you hit him with an arrow, just... And he's like... Again, struggling. Not down.
Oh my god.
And then it's his turn.
And now Caitlin dies. Or Gilwin dies, more likely, I suspect.
No!
I don't know what
Don't
you're
worry,
on
I
about.
have lay on hands and you have cure wounds. So whichever one of us he kills,
Yeah.
the other one can.
I mean, if you die, there's a slight problem there, right?
Oh yes.
Weirdly
if we get knocked
enough.
unconscious.
If he does like 20 damage to me, I'm dead. But other than that, I'm fine.
20 damage. All it takes is 10 for me.
You've got a lot of hit points, I was going to say.
Doesn't it have to be double your max
Oh yeah,
health
yeah,
to be
double
insta-kill?
is. Yeah.
I don't usually play insta-kills either. It's not very fun.
Okay.
Great. Caitlin!
I'm making a save, aren't I?
Saving throw.
This is how Caitlin
It
became
is
horrifically
a-
scarred.
Dex save.
And that is how your face became horribly scarred.
Oh my god, my saving throw luck is. Ah.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Okay, so
dear.
he just wells up, being overwhelmed with this whole situation. Sort of recoiling back, almost like maybe he knows he's gonna die. Just sprays fire this way. Definitely doesn't hit Vale, although you hit with a wave of fresh of hot air. But he just literally like plume of fire. He grabs Caitlin, plume of fire into her face, dealing the full 12 damage, 12 fire damage.
I am on 0 hit points.
Exactly 0. Okay, you're
Exactly
down.
0.
You're down, but you're not bleeding. Great. Caitlin, you just drop unconscious, smoldering, burning. Gilwin, you see this guy shoot fire into Caitlin, taking her down. You see her drop. You don't know whether she's alive or not.
You're gonna take that. He just fired his load in her face.
Okay.
I'll stay where I am, and I will cast Healing Word on Caitlin, and I will shout to her, "Even hot things can get burned."
Okay, roll your healing word. 6 points of healing. Hell yeah. I'll put that up. Yep, there you go. You are still on the ground, but you are conscious. Caitlin sort of splutters back to life, and immediately, like, her skin is burning, bubbling. That just starts to sort of stop and almost patch over. Not perfectly. She's going to need treatment. But how do degree burns work? Like, is it get 1 and then further is worse?
Third is worse.
It goes from like third to first very quickly. You know,
Okay, good.
that kind of thing. The healing word, is that a bonus action or a full action?
It's just,
Well,
Well, it's a
maybe.
spell,
Oh,
isn't it?
It
So
might
would
be a bonus.
Some
action.
spells are bonus actions.
Yeah. Check that
true.
one, actually.
It's a bonus action. You still have an action.
I will stabby stab.
Yeah. You
In
don't have
his bummy
advantage
bum.
anymore, but you do
Take
have
that off.
a rapier.
I do have a rapier. I'm tempted to attack him with my dagger just because it's cooler, but I'm not gonna use my rapier.
That's a hit. Roll damage. Okay, Gilwin, describe how you kill the Dragonborn.
I plunge my rapier into his chest area around here.
Okay, round there, huh? Okay, good.
And I do my sweep across.
Ah, okay.
And I'm hoping I dislodge an areola or two.
Kind of hard to tell under the breastplate, but definitely...
They don't have them.
Dragonborn do.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Are they mammals?
They're a very weird middle ground. Dragonborn do breastfeed.
Do they?
Yeah. So, at least in this lore, we had this thought because one character may or may not have a Dragonborn child in another game. So, with that done, you can immediately go to Caitlyn's aid as she's fallen on the ground.
Well, I would immediately put my hands on my face and lay on hands.
Hold her in your arms, Gilwin. I'm gonna go down into the hatch and start my biz. I'm gonna get some firepower there.
Okay, you open up that hatch. What it is down there is a long underground tunnel, not a fully made dwarven tunnel like you've seen in the city. A very small
Guerrilla style.
Guerrilla style, dirt and wooden planks kind of thing. That's what I was going for.
Gonna see this, and
he goes down for a while.
He's just gonna go
north.
For fuck's sake.
What is it?
Vale, give me a survival roll.
I can do that. Hey, I can do that.
You can feel the flow of air through this place. You're kind of used to the flow of air from being on the sea. Down at the end of this tunnel is another tunnel, and then a large cavern, where hot air is coming from, which is exactly what Forak described, a place where something bubbling and hot, a large cavern with something bubbling and hot in it. This tunnel leads to the echoing deep Forak described.
Shit name.
Shit name.
Well, let's go break into the office and check that then.
Sure. With all the time in the world, you absolutely can break into the office. Gilwin, Caitlyn is conscious. I imagine you're starting to tend to her.
Yeah,
He's just like holding her, stroking her hair.
I'm just getting her to her feet.
Yeah.
Fine.
If I lay on hands, I hope my face is probably not quite.
You lay on hands. Your holy magic basically, if you use all your points, it will more or less fix everything.
Good.
That's the thing. Holy magic is like a refresh, like a force of will return to basics almost.
Caitlyn would rather not have her face burnt off. She likes her face.
I will say it's a shame you don't have a cool scar.
That's one way of looking at it, Sir Gil, but I'm quite happy for my face to remain whole for the time being, thank you.
I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you. And did you... I went unconscious momentarily. Was it you who brought me back from that? My thanks.
You owe me twice now.
Indeed I do, Sir Gil.
When they're talking about that, that you hear the click of this heavy door for the manager's office opening.
Gotcha.
Like, you can easily go inside. Inside is, again, it's a manager's office in a forge. It's not the most fancy thing. The desk is not the most fancy thing. There appears to be a lockbox in the desk, sort of out hidden from view. You can walk around it. Go ahead and give me a Thieves' Tool 1 for this, because this is actually a hard lock to break. The other one was just like, generic door. You're trying, and it's like, this isn't beyond me, but it's going to take time. It's a time investment to do that.
You guys, it will take me a little bit of time to crack this lock. I'm a bit out of habit. In the meantime, you loot the bodies and hide them. Maybe just burn them in the forge. But anyway, loot them and check the office for papers. I'm busy. Hands are full.
First things first. Did I dislodge any nipples?
This is step one of looting.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling a thing.
This is important.
I know.
Would you be heartbroken if you were told you'd actually
No.
destroyed a nipple?
No, you did not. Dragonborn have tough, hardy skin. You can completely remove its breastplate armor if you ever need it. Of course, carrying the
Actually-
thing around is heavy, but
What type of armor exactly
it's
is
a
this?
it's a dwarven make breastplate, and the rest of his armor suit is sort of patchwork leathers, basically like a long sort of trench coat thing. It would be big for you, but it would be fine. I mean, you could wear this breastplate over the armor you already have, and it would give you breastplate stats.
I don't really like the idea of looting someone, but these people weren't very nice, so I will take the breastplate.
Sure. He also has that greatsword. Greatsword is one of those things. This was once a lovely sword. He has destroyed it. He has not maintained it. He has Dragonborns are actually. Caitlin might be the only person who knows. Very regal, very upper class people. This guy was not. This guy was a monster compared to Dragonborns.
That's probably why I don't feel too guilty about looting him, because he doesn't seem very nice.
Clearly a mercenary, clearly like a bodyguard for hire. Very violent folk. I mean, he burnt you alive.
Yeah, I would pick up the great sword just out of respect for the weapon. I don't know where, and sort of, like the weapon. You've been through a lot, haven't you? Sort of thing. I don't know whether I'd actually use it or not. But
again, you can pick it up, maybe sell it, maybe just drop it off another place if you don't want it in your inventory. Up to you. Again, breastplate. Same with that. Just tell me if you are going to start wearing it.
So
it would look a little less inconspicuous here. Again, it's slightly too big. It's one of those things, if you had free time, you'd get it fitted for a couple of gold just so it fits nicer. But in the heat of battle, it'll be fine.
So the basic breastplate is medium
14
armor,
plus
14
dex
plus
modifier,
dex
yeah.
mod, which would be exactly the same as my chainmail.
The only difference is it looks slightly less elven. It's dwarven make. So it's a little bit better dwarven disguise if you need that in the future. But again, up to you if you want to takes.
Is it still disadvantage on stealth though?
No, it's not.
No.
That is its biggest advantage, yeah.
Yeah.
But Caitlin is very attached to her elven chainmail. I will pick up the breastplate.
You never know when you might need it.
Don't know if I'm actually going to ever use it, but I will definitely pick it up.
Cool. The other two, they did have maces on them, but they didn't have anything else of very interest. One of them had the keys to the forge with a note actually attached to the keys saying, "Do not lose these, return me to them, return them to me." You know how it is.
I will do what Vale said and go look for the papers.
Okay, give me an investigation roll real quick with advantage because you have all the time in the world. And at this point, Vale, give me a lockpicking roll with advantage.
Oh, thank God for that.
You actually do. You find the blueprints for the pistols and for the rifles. You can clearly tell that they are calling them rifles as well, so you actually finally know what they're meant to be called. You find that they're not the best make. These probably aren't the original plans. Maybe it's like someone described how to make them and they made quick plans again so they don't forget, so they could teach it to all the fairly new hires that work in this place, because it's a new company and dwarves basically work in the same business for life if they can. At this time, Vale, you manage to open the lockbox. Inside, you find a nice chunk of change. You find a good 140 golden pieces, dwarven.
Oh boy.
And you actually find in there is a potion. It's not described, it's blue.
Okay. So everyone add 46 gold.
If you find a potion, Caitlin will immediately sort of perk up and offer to identify it, because I have advantage on identifying herbs and potions.
Of course, another thing to note, in there is one of those ornate pistols.
Ooh.
And five powder pouches for it.
I'm
And this
gonna
one
go
is
ahead and have that.
it's way more ornate than the one in that Valvorian had. It actually has this sort of like design to look like a Minotaur's horn like type thing on the side of the barrel.
How much does it weigh? Presumably
pistol-
6 if a rifle weighs double, or
No,
I
that
don't know.
rifle weighs more than most. I have it open right now. It weighs 3 pounds. It's very light.
Thank you.
The stats are on the player guidebook for Jarviskjir for the item.
And I get that by exclamation mark DnD.
Yes. If you want to ignore it, give it an Arcana or a Nature check or whatever you want to do to investigate the potion, feel free. Old.
Yeah, Vale looks like
Callum.
he might be about to let the pirate get the better of him when you're like, "Ooh, potion," and he's like, "Hey, this is
No,
mine."
I
And then
just-
he sees the pistol and he's like, hands it over and goes for the pistol.
I just
instead.
want to ID it anyway. I'd probably hand it back to him afterwards. I mean, I could probably do a more detailed check later, but for just
Yeah, a quick like.
No, he
what
just
does this
looks like
look
he's being greedy.
yeah.
Greedy boy.
So what would it be? That it would be Arcana or Nature?
Arcana or Nature or Herbalism kit.
Herbalism.
Duh.
I was just going to think, do I have time to get out the herbalism kit and properly examine it?
It's not that you're using the Herbalism kit. You're using your herbalism knowledge.
Sure.
So
That's
the herbalism
that,
kit
that
skill,
actually has a positive
more or less.
modifier, unlike my other skills.
Yeah, exactly. You should be good at this.
Wow, I suck at this.
You should be good at this.
You open it up, you smell it. You have seen a potion that's similar to this, and it might be a potion of water breathing, but that doesn't make sense. Why would he have that? If it's not that, it's something similar.
Okay. Well, I would relay this and hand it back to Vale anyway.
You keep hold of it. I do not wish to drink any dodgy potions that I found of dwarven make, at least.
Well, okay. Thank you, Vale. I will try and make a better effort to ID it later when we have more time.
He's clearly far more excited by the pistol that he's got his hands on. This thing is clearly worth a lot of money to the right person as well.
Yeah, incidentally, can I commit the design of that to memory?
As in the design
The
of the one he's holding?
Yeah,
Sure.
just for prestidigitation reasons.
Yeah. It's slightly fancy. You know, one that's got this sort of Minotaur horn like design, which obviously makes sense. It was the pistol of Hornhall. It was made especially for him, and he makes the pistols. He probably sends them off to another engraver to do them, or they have an engraver in house. They're working very slowly. It makes sense they could probably do that kind of thing. So yeah, easily you can remember that one. Probably you'll be able to see it quite occasionally when he whips it out, because he has doubts. So the hatch under the forge leads to the Echoing Deep, the place where they're making the fire powder. What do you do?
Do we want to move these bodies first?
Yeah, it might be worth it. Oh, let's grab those panther patches off their bodies.
Sure.
Good shout.
That's easy enough. You can tear them off.
We
It's
won't wear
more
them
that their armor is like a uniform, but clearly if you attach those panther patches well enough to anything, it'd be like, oh, maybe you're one of us.
Well,
maybe not.
he had it like dangling.
He did.
by
He had
his
it
side,
dangling. Yeah. So exactly that kind of thing. It would be like, are you one of us? And you'd probably be able to bullshit, and you have way better time deceiving, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd have to sew it on, and I don't think any of you have tailoring as a skill.
No.
So, bodies. What are you going to do about them? You have 2 dead dwarven women and a large dragonborn man.
I'll try and start dragging the dragonborn like.
He's not as heavy now that the breastplate has been taken off him, but he's still pretty heavy.
Now that he's
As someone
bubbly.
described him, he's a hunk wall of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a very accurate description.
Yeah.
Considering the amount of hits he took.
Oh yeah.
I wish we could give them proper burial at least. I don't like burning them or something to that effect, but I suppose, well, the forge isn't even on enough.
We could
You could-
easily bellow the forge.
You could
up to
relight the
heat.
forge, more or less.
There are still embers in there. All you have to do is bellow for a while. It will smell quite bad. I do not know whether you have burnt bodies before, but it is not pleasant. Gilwyn just like gave this look. then. I
Awkward
was like-
pause.
I was like, do not know whether you have burnt bodies before, and Gilwyn just went.
If you wanna burn a dragonborn, be my guest.
I mean, I do not think he deserves a burial, if that's what you mean.
I don't think it's about deserving. I think it's about getting rid of this.
These
Evidence.
bodies, yes.
I
And so we burn them.
Do you
Caitlin?
do you like say that and then start bellowing the forge?
I'll start billowing it up. This will start because obviously it's going to take a long while. This will generate smoke, by the way, guys. So we better decide what we want to do now, so we can get out of here before people come to investigate the forge. Well, they might not. Some of the forges work overnight, but you never know. Oh, Caitlin.
He's
you
like
want to take
already
over?
sweating over, like
You want
glistening.
to
Like,
take over?
I
He's got a decent constitution actually.
That's
but,
true.
really,
But I don't. I do not.
I really
Even
don't like
pretending
this.
tired you out.
I really don't like this, but they weren't good people, and we do need to hide our tracks. Okay, but yeah, I don't like this. But I will go across and start.
So,
Yeah.
you spend the better part of an hour getting the forge up to a reasonable heat and dumping the bodies in. The dwarven women go below the molten metal. It takes some time, but they do. I mean, the flesh burns off them almost instantly, but the skeletons take some time to sink below. Is that gonna burn? Probably. If it gets hot enough, maybe it'll burn when it's actually in production later. But Dragonborn, the scales aren't burning properly. They're sort of. He's sort of collapsing and he's like half under it, but it's like very obvious he's in there.
Can I pick the scales out with tongues?
There was way too many of them for that.
We have all night.
If you want to be here all night, yes.
I'm gonna start and be like, "What do you guys think? What should we do? This is not working." That one was still stuck on.
And it's sort of as you're doing that, like some of them are starting to slump into the molten metal more, but it's still it's not gonna hide him properly, really.
I don't think we've got much choice but to try and get them out for a while at least.
Shit.
Is there a big hammer about?
Of course there is. It's a dwarven forge.
There's
Catelyn,
also Caitlin's
smash
warhammer.
the skeleton in there. Smash them to dust. But be
I-
careful about
Splashback.
getting embers in your eyes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
like
am-
take a step back.
I am visibly distressed by this.
This
but
took a
I
turn.
Really, I'm basically a party to this now. I've got to do this.
Yeah.
It's like,
Imagine how much worse it'd be if you didn't hide the bodies, right?
yeah.
Okay. Again, it takes some time. You smash the bones enough that, like, if any evidence down there is under there. What's your next move? You've spent quite a long time here with the casing and the removal of the bodies. Like Vale said, this is creating smoke. It is creating light.
We should lock everything up that was unlocked. I can go around locking doors to the
Yep,
outside.
that's fine. That's easy enough.
Look.
You have the keys.
Oh yeah, of course. So we lock everything, lock the lockbox, lock everything, and then probably head through the tunnel, to be honest. And actually, you guys are hurt.
Somebody's saying in chat that prestidigitation would help
I
get some of the
don't
scales
see
off.
how. Feel free to press it to put the options up, but it's not got telekinesis. That's the power of it.
It cleans things, but that wouldn't remove.
You couldn't
No, I
remove
guess-
the
I guess you could
scales
make the
off a
argument
dragon.
of cleaning there.
Nah. Close. It's one of those things, if you really tried, you'd probably figure out with a reason that's bullshit enough that I would say yes, but nah. So, at this point, like, again, everything is reasonably hidden under the forge. It just took a little bit of time, under the molten metal. It just took time, which makes everything more suspicious.
So my comment would be, we have people who are hurt in the party.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can't find a place to rest in the Echoing Deeps or find opposition in the Echoing Deeps, then that will be bad. We've got the keys now. We could come back a different night.
Or we could go in the other way with Forak's help.
Or we could go in the other way. I think the world is our oyster right now.
Yeah, Caitlin wouldn't want to continue after.
I think we have the time. I think Gilwyn needs to calm down from his nipple rage.
Plus, I'm on 4 health.
Okay, so you leave the forge. You lock it up after you. You head back to the tavern, smelling of dead, burning bodies. And that's where we ended off here. And I hope Derek's in chat. You guys actually do level up to level 2.
Whoa!
Going so far through this quest, spending so long, going through so many battles and hardships. Usually you're going to level up at the end of a quest or something, but level 1 to level 2 is one of those things that you get fairly quickly. Yeah, in my games, 4 sessions of intrigue is quick. So, with that, you'll all level up between weeks. We'll get some new abilities. We'll probably talk about them at some point, but maybe at the beginning of next stream, who sees what. But other than that, who are you? What do you do? Neil.
I do very little in the online world. But, as I've always said, feel free to tweet me at nagheight _ afterwards. On my Twitter. If you have any questions about Ollie's World, I know quite a lot. Sometimes I get confused. That's
like
why
that literally
Flame
brought up earlier when we were talking about gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know this because
I
we
know quite
this.
a lot just from playing with Ollie for so long. Other than that, I don't do too much online. I don't really stream.
I might
don't
get
do
him
any
on
of
some
that.
streams at some point. There's several games that I want to play
so
with this
all I
boy.
would do is I would shamelessly plug. Ollie's a great guy. He puts a lot of effort into this, so I think it's great that you guys can support him. Dean is a great guy. He works really hard. He clearly has an amazing talent for music. Don't know whether you guys caught on Twitter, Gilwyn Gallagher.
We played it last week, but yeah, it's amazing.
But instant hit. Far too catchy.
Far too catchy for a song that failed horribly in its performance role.
If he gets onto the charts, it's all over. It's Gangnam Style all over again.
Bad.
Scott, again, works very hard. He's a streamer like Ollie, so they're constantly working. Ian's part of my other party on D&D, so I love him.
And there's
That's
some
the only thing
there's some
that you can
interesting
say
stuff
about
going on in that other game that will be discussed in my other streams. So,
Yes.
talk about Ian. Ian,
Whoa.
who be you? How you do?
I'm random bastard number 2.
Basically, yeah.
I do actually I pay more attention to Twitter than Neil does.
That's
I am
true.
Often in chat.
Yeah, I'm often in Ollie's streams. I'm equally happy to field questions from Neil. I mean, just over the past week, I was asked who Caitlin would marry, kill.
Oh, were you?
With,
wait, what was that?
What was the order? That's very important.
The marry was Vale. Fuck was Gil, and kill was
Surprising. Ooh, scandalous. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Dean.
My
So
head's
I'm
like
happy
this
to
right
take
now.
any of those sort of questions.
Dean, what do you do down there? Down there.
Fuck Forak, marry Vale, kill Caitlin.
Oh, what, kill Caitlin? Me?
No. Dean Cutty, everywhere. If you want to see me, just type Dean Cutty anywhere and you'll find me. And this Friday, actually, we've got a Judge Mathis going up. Absolver, do you know the open world fight game?
A lot of people have been comparing that to Dark Souls, but I haven't looked at it enough.
Looks really interesting.
It's one of those things at uni. The concept art for that game was all over the place because the concept art is amazing. I haven't actually seen the game, but
It looks pretty good. I haven't played it, I don't want to spoil.
Create your own fighting style, don't you?
Yeah.
You like.
So this Friday, you can see Mathis do this. 15 minutes.
So
I'm down
where
for
can
that.
we watch more of you, Dean? That's what I
Edited by
want.
me. I am writing a video for my channel right now, but that's a couple of weeks out. And that's me.
And like Neil said, Dean is an amazing bastard. He's incredibly talented. How we got him on this show is remarkable.
Shush.
So, real quick shout out to Delric, who's not usually here, but he would be, but his daughter's sick, which is an incredibly reasonable reason not to be here. Usually he's about. His channel's good. On Friday, the Season 2 of our Eberron game is starting up again. I get to play Stalbor. It should be really hyped. That game was originally going to be very political intrigue based. Season 2 is apparently going to be very political intrigue based, a bit more like this one, but higher level. And in Eberron, which if you don't know about Eberron, is an Arcana punk D&D setting where they have high levels of technology via imprisoning elemental creatures. It's really cool. Me, though, the most important, the hostess with the most
One day, I just have to interrupt you, because Chan wants to know the real important stuff, which is,
Oh no!
/ provide.
You
for
cut
me as a
cut
pal.
out, so who knows? Who knows?
So marry Gilwyn, fuck Forak, and kill Caitlyn.
So that's 2 for killing Caitlyn.
I think
Yeah,
it
but
would be for me
You're not
marry.
dead, are you?
It would be marry Caitlyn, fuck Gilwyn. I wouldn't fuck. I wouldn't kill either Vale or Forak. I would mutilate both of them. They wouldn't die. It would kind of even it out.
Also, I outlived Gilwyn.
That's
so
true.
I get like a lovely married life with Gilwyn, and then Gilwyn passes away, and I could go find another spouse.
Jesus.
I can be like, and then I can inherit all of his badly riches and his dad's badly riches.
Okay, weirdo. So, Ollie, me, olirant in some places, Ollie Smith art in other places, because that's my name, and I do art, and I'm trying to do more art. I'm trying to get a little bit more into illustration because streaming kind of took over. Art stream on Friday where I'll be finishing a commission that is really fucking good right now. And then later on that Friday, I'll be on Scott's Eberron show where I play Stalbor, who is an elven necromancer who is the best. Come on, he's amazing. And usually on Wednesdays before this, when Scott's baby isn't sick, I play in a Mass Effect RPG, which is really, really fun, and there's some really cool stuff going on in it. And then on Sunday, but maybe earlier if I get bored, I'm gonna play Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh yeah.
I'm envious.
Nintendo XCOM. I'm going to stream that. You don't be envious. Hang out with us, Dean.
Oh, yeah.
Although you're probably too busy, a boy.
We should shamelessly bits for Scott's baby, guys.
Yeah, bits for Scott's baby. Send them to me, of course. I'll make sure he gets them. It'll be fine.
I can say this stuff without shame. But
that's part of being a streamer. No shame.
Yeah.
But that's us. See you next week. I'm trying to make it, even if we're missing a player, we'll do it next week. If we're missing 2 people, I will do something either way, whether it's with the people or not. So, there'll always be something. If you missed an episode or you missed a part, all the VODs are on the YouTube below. Use the YouTube below, because if you actually search for me on YouTube, I don't show up yet. I'm a ghost. So, that's a thing. But anyway, see you all next week for maybe the end of this quest. Who knows? Bye.
And we leveled up. We leveled up.
oh yeah, we leveled up.
We leveled up.